criminal, like an abuser, whatever, a liar, a bad kid, nothing to think that. That's the worst thing to do to them. And if you have one of those, you need to get rid of that shit. Anyway, I didn't touch on much astrology today. I didn't even hit on that just to talk about it yet. But I have a family day thing prepared. I kind of need to do that. So astrology-wise, how this could help you would be, like in my case, I know I don't have much fire sign, but I've always loved the color red. That's like my favorite color. Because that's my only favorite color. It's black and white. And my other favorite color is just the shades. So technically speaking, red is my only favorite color. White and black is my favorite, but then for some reason I got into the whole white and black thing. I've been wearing white and black now for the last 5 years, and I've been spiritualized for about 3.5 years. And then you want to on myself a transformation. So to me, that white and black is beautiful because people say you need to wear white, you need to be shades, you need to be naked. Some people wear black. It's kind of the case. I am both because I am both. I am white and dark. I'm trying to find that balance. So each color is like gray. Stuff with wearing gray. Which is actually you mix the white and black. You mix the white and black, you get this gray. So I'm not wearing gray. Fuck that. But what it is, I don't have a lot of fire in my chart. Right? And there's a guy that works with a lot like you. He's been there a long time. And last episode I said if you have 2 agreeable people, you'll see them trying to hold the door for each other and say, no, you go first. No, you go first. And being nice like that, right? But it happened with me with the other guy. We're both on a lift. We both stopped as the other one go by. And we went back and forth for 3 times. No, you go. Oh, you go. You go this. No, you're about to go first. No, I'm okay. I don't mind. No, I don't care. Oh, no, you go, man. What you do is more important. Came back with something, and I think I finally wanted to go because when I realized that, wow, we're both agreeable. And people come up to me because I was wearing a hoodie there. And they're like, oh, what? What? I'm like, no, sorry. I don't know you did. It just sits in the back. People have dark hair. My clothes wears a red hoodie, so I get used to wearing a red hoodie too. So this guy, they all like me. I don't know his chart, but I was seeing this. He doesn't have a lot of fire with me too because he's a shipper receiver. And they took advantage of him a little bit. They gave him to do a lot of things. I mean, he's really good at it, and he never says no, right? So they really give him a smile. But then, by the end of the day, it's really stressed, for work and stuff like that. So he doesn't have a lot of fire. But they would tell him I'd be right. It's the only thing I'm trying to clean up there. So using the birth chart in this kind of way to a personification that may help you in your job or life or the meeting or whatever the case is, if you go look and see what you're lacking or what you have too much of. So that's where you can start on figuring yourself out. So if you need more fire, you find something that you have trouble with. It's not going to be hard. You already know what you have trouble with. Everybody does. You can say no, you know you want, but that's false. So whatever you have trouble doing, whether it's stopping something or saying something or sticking to something, well, you take on a qualification of, no, I am disciplined. I am very good at whatever you're not doing. Because if there's a name or a title associated to what you want to be, so you don't have enough fire to do this, well, then take on that title. Whether it's your work, your love life, whatever, If you're scared to talk to girls or meet girls or guys or other places, and take on that may be a qualification. You watch videos about those kind of people and associate with that. And read books about people and wrote books about that are very successful, Surround yourself with the qualification you want to be. See yourself being that person. Do all the magic stuff I've already talked about, but also let your subconscious see it and also let your conscious mind see what you want to be. Take the notes down, write this shit down, write down what you want to be. Writing is so powerful, so unbelievable. That's that whole thing I was talking about. I'm trying to get somewhere, and now I'm so far off topic, I don't even know if I'll ever get there. But I try to make the links between making an actual platform and like whenever Jordan Peterson tells you to write down what you want to accomplish in life, I'm trying to tell you how that can be a platform, how that can become a platform because you've created that potential and you wrote that down for that to happen. Now, there's a lot of things that can come between that thing happening and from the time you write it, so it's not happening. But there's a better chance it's going to happen when you write it down than if you've never written it down at all. Because the thoughts are in your head and you accept them and you say them out. When you write it down, it's as if you've already accepted it. If you write down something like your budget with a restricted number or your exact number, you're wondering why new money is not coming in your life, well, you're restricting it, putting something down in the physical form on a piece of paper, saying this is what we're going to make, this is what we're going to spend. And then and you don't get extra money, and then you do a couple of impulsive shopping things, and you don't even get to spend that money on all those bills. Well, don't wonder why. I warned you. Make a budget that's double the amount of it, right? Start doing that. Now, that might mean that you can get a lot of money all at once, but for someone who's not disciplined, an extra couple grand a month might be better than getting 20 grand all at once. If you're not disciplined, you're going to piss that 20 grand away. It's better to get an extra 2 grand every month to be 24 grand, and getting 24 grand all at once, you piss it away by the end of the year, you got nothing to show for. And it might help you keep discipline, and then after that, you can stop running the budget completely and then do your money magic. And then right, it should be all 1 month. And if you were able to get a little bit every month, well, then you know your shit's working. You know, get the 50,000. I don't care. I would always get bigger than that. Not so grandiose, it's impossible. It's big enough that you know it's not listening, and that it's not unattainable. Because, that's why there's road openers and other things like that. Because if you want $1 million, but you're working a job that's only 20 grand a year, you buy lottery tickets, but, the odds of that, whatever the case is, even with match, it's not easy, right? Because there's so many other people wishing it, showing the thought forms in your thoughts and the magical powers in you, whatever the case may be, So anyway, but you start small and you can tell when you achieve it, when you've done it. But anytime you write something, it's like the thought form. This is the same as the I am. I think this is the same as picking up deity. It's all the same. It's all linked. All these things are based on the same thing. You say, I am a smoker. Well, then there's like a smoker thought form that's beside you. And every time you crave a smoke, it's like them fucking poking you in your mouth or in your cigarette and telling you to smoke, basically. Because you are carrying around this series of thought forms that you think you are. So I am talented at this. That's what your thought forms. And every time you read a for it, that thought form comes in and you take that on, okay? You might have like sub thought forms of that. That's confident in you when you're playing, hockey. And confident in you playing hockey, meaning, maybe you're really confident in defense and that's confident in forward. Somewhere. So we'll be talking about the big ones right now, okay? And those are created from the experience of playing the game. There's something traumatic happens to you while you're doing something, and then you may not do that thing the same again because of that circumstance, even though it hasn't happened since. But anyway, that's a whole different topic. But you have a stupid thought form. This is like the split personalities and the multiple personalities thing. And we all have that. Because we have 12 aspects of ourselves. Maybe 24 is houses, but it's the 12 zodiac, right? We have all these different body parts, we have all these different organs, and you just stick a little organism everywhere and they give up and then it starts spreading and shit. But the point is, there's a reason to have these things. You should have this. You should be aware of which ones you are if you're in this situation, if you're in magic, because you have ideas of yourself that are no longer serving you. And you just get rid of those thought forms, or get rid of those thoughts, get rid of those parts of you. There's those addictions of habits, what we call them. But sometimes it's easier to get rid of your I am that you're saying. Meaning, I am the filter, I am fat, I am not flexible, I am not funny, I am not full of money, shit like that. You gotta get rid of that. There's all thought forms that are around you, of things you've created, of things you think about, you take on, because you don't even second guess it. So, I can get money, but I'm not sure. No. So, are you aren't? It's polarity, and that's not accurate. You gotta be neutral, balanced in all things. You never tell it, there's a reason for that. You neutralize all these aspects of you. All parts of you. You take on the magical mind. That's why you should have a separate name. Because you don't want you, with all those thought forms, to interfere with your magic. This is how I perceive it. I don't know if it's accurate or not, but to me, makes a whole lot of sense. So, I told you I mean the subconscious mind, more than powerful being. It's my ultimate protection. So it's cast magic really cast Coeur Blanc along the two fucks. But the one manifest in my life is Coeur Blanc. Coeur Blanc, my identity, my conscious mind. He had something to do with it. He's the one that lives out the reality that my subconscious mind creates. But it's not my subconscious mind. If someone wants to cast on subconscious mind, they can say, hey, I cast this for a subconscious mind. But there's shit put in place to block all that shit too, so it really doesn't matter. So it's ultimately protected, but at the same time, it's protected from myself, from me saying stupid shit about myself. Okay? When I'm in the present, and right now explicitly talking about quantum one. And when I say I am this, I am that, I'm talking about quantum one. I'm not talking about the other part of my mind. I'm not talking about my subconscious mind. I'm not talking about the I dream, my soul. I think that keeps it reincarnating. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about this entity, physical persona, physical level, I personification. That's my other half of me, so to speak. The Gemini would be with the two faces was my mind, my conscious mind was my subconscious mind. Well, my conscious mind is subconscious mind, the subconscious mind is called blank, you're not going to get it to stop out. No, but that's the point. And that's why I separated that. Okay? So Peterson has a video about that. It's awakening. And there's more, he explains it as his mind split. I guess he was this person who was going to say something, but as he was thinking about how he should say it, the party was like, you don't believe that. You don't believe that for 1 second. Why don't you have to say what you believe? Something to that effect. He was like, whoa, what's going on? He was writing so he could think, he was thinking too fast at the same time. When he said about what he was going to say, he was doing that kind of thing, bullshit on the other thing. And he didn't know what the hell's going on. And ever since that day, he's been completely different. And this is how he thinks of stuff. And he hasn't said this out loud, but I think that's why you'll see him look up at there and go, oh, what would you say? It's as if he's asking a question. Like, he will tell you that if you ask the question, you're going to answer. And he can tell you he's Christian and all that sort of shit. He is, but he's also spiritual. You can tell he's asking that question to himself, to his other mind, subconscious mind. Somebody who, by all appearances, does not believe in magic. I'm telling you right now, the first time I saw him do that, I thought it was weird and funny. And similarly to like Cryon. Like the Cryon is in the seat. Apparently it's him talking and it's not the other guy. Which is what it is, right? Whether he's actually in the body where they're talking, there's a whole different body position thing, or it's just still in the direction you thought before, because a lot of it is just a little bit of different tone on whatever. There's I was using some of that information either way. Because as you get talking, different ideas start coming to you, and as they start coming to you, you start developing better, kind of like writing. That's why writing organizes your thoughts. Well, saying out loud also organizes your thoughts, but you forget it after. Whereas writing, it's there, and you have it. And every time you read it, it makes it more real, which is one of the things you should do when you write down whatever it is you're trying to do. Read it once a day. Earl Nightingale, the secret, the thing he tells you to do, not the secret, the movie, but the phrase, the secret, knows or whatever it's about being something what you want. And because for 30 days, you write that one, you write that one you want, and you say that in your pocket. You take it out 3 times in 1 day, at least 2 times, one before bed, and one in the morning, you stop, so 3 times throughout the day, possible times, look at it and read it. Now, what do you think that is? If you wrote it down, you created that possibility. Right then and there, turning that thought form, like I said. Every time you take it out and you look at it, it's like you're calling on that thought form. You're bringing that thought form into being, into your reality. And you carry that thought form around with you. That's right there, What do you do with the naked form? When you create that form, don't carry that form with you. Let's buy a house. That thought form, that time to see a paper. Every time you stretch it, it's calling you into being. You know what I mean? So, same thing for 30 days. So it's almost like setting expectation after 30 days of popcorn dying. And to me, that's why, you start getting closer and then you stop. And you do it again for another 30 days. You do it for another 30 days. It's like saying some of the ideas they want to come and not that because of this personal power, where the planets align in the chart and shit like that. So it is, that's another way of thinking about it. And PSL is another way of thinking about it. But anyway, I think that's going to do it for today. I know I need to hear a lot of things to start off talking about. So I think something that I can maybe finish off about the beginning we were talking about it. Talking about HP, platforms, talking about stuff in focusing on the top over there, because of whatever. Um, but yeah, if there's anything else I need to add to this, obviously you're going to hear it after. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. And I don't know, have yourself a great awesome day.
My magic energy has been drained in winter, having trouble building it up lately. My sleep has been terrible. Any advice? Well, the sleep terrible will do that, but like I say, she changes everything she touches. Everything she touches changes. What she does first, she changes you to operate more like her. As you get into the craft and these, natural magics, the longer you do it, the longer you follow the wheel of the year and the seasonal cycles, the more you start to operate like those cycles. So in winter, I take a lot more naps. If I could, I'd just hibernate for a couple months. But yeah, you feel that. I get laid a lot more in the spring and summer, and I want to rest more in the winter, and that's natural. We need to run at a more natural frequency to affect nature with the magics that we do. So probably the hardest part of somebody like in a year-to-day cycle is that shift. You are shifting to a more natural vibration, a more nature vibration. Will cause great changes in your life. Some of them more difficult than others. But, especially if you have winter, like when we had snow, we were living in Grass Valley. I spent a lot of time in bed looking out the window at snow. It was the closest season I ever came to hibernating. So that does happen. But then your sleep. I find most people that have trouble sleeping can't turn off their internal dialogue. You got too much shit going on in your head. Shit you're worried about. That's the most common that keeps people awake at night. For me, I find audiobooks really good for that. And my go-to is the 48 Laws of Power, but that's just me. I put on, if I'm worried about shit or my brain's going in the middle of the fucking night, man, I turn on the 48 Laws of Power and just focus on the story. And, that particular text, I sleep like a fucking baby. But that's just me. That particular text might actually keep you awake at night worse than anything you've ever heard. It depends on how you take that body of work. But there are a few good audiobooks of witchcraft. I think Buckland's got some stuff out there. I know Raven Grimassi has one, The Thornblood Witch. I never really liked it. I think Starhawk's got a couple things. So, you could be like listening to it. But you just, focus on that. Like right here, we're living really close to the freeway. And at night, it kind of sounds like the ocean. Because we used to live by the beach. We got used to hearing the ocean all the time. I just kind of focus on that. The sound of the cars going by. Try not to think. Just try to get out of your head. That's the most common worrying about doing it at 3 in the morning anyways. So why? Let's see. Can you talk a little about cleaning auras and the importance of it? Cleaning auras is different than cleaning the regular cleansing. The way I learned how to do it is drawing up white light through your body. Typically, visualizing roots going to the core of the earth. We draw up the white light of the earth through our entire body, filling our entire body, and then we project it out to the exterior of our aura to cleanse it. Then we want to charge it. Typically that particular thing I learned it was for psychic self-defense. And then what we're doing is we're putting a purple shield on the exterior of our aura and filling the middle with gold flecks. It's all visualization kind of stuff. Let's see.
Do we have all the straws in the case?
Oh, I'm sure about it. Yeah.
If we're done, do that. Just put that whole thing in my purse.
Yeah.
Let's take the brush.
All right.
The brush and hopefully you have 3 straws.
I remember what you said about the fires in Brazil in nature. Do you think that the fires in Australia could have been caused by the actions of mass spell work for the previous fires? everybody's been wanting me to jump on the bandwagon with that thing. I really, I have a lot of students in Australia. I probably have the formation of a couple covens over there. And so I definitely worry about it, but I always remember this, and that's probably the story you're talking about, and I'm going to tell you it all now. Art Bell, radio host of the 90s, used to be on over 500 radio stations at the same time across the country. And he used to have this witch come on, a strega, named Evelyn Puglini. And she taught him how to use the power of his entire audience concentrating on a thing to cause change to occur in accordance with will.
Karaoke at Saturday Bar.
I know.
Saturday.
Yeah, Art Bell was something. I ended up on his show. If you ever want to search the archives of the Art Bell show, you look for the episode with Mr. Fidget. And I had Bell's show talking about our pirate radio station twice. I ended up calling in and getting in 2 times in the same night, which is unheard of. We actually got Art Bell to do a station ID for our pirate radio station, and we helped Art Bell start a pirate radio station in Pahrump, Nevada. But at any rate, there were these fires this year, all the way through the Midwest, from Texas all the way up through Canada. It was the worst fires anybody ever seen. And Art Bell had his audience concentrate on bringing rain to that region. Now, I always remember it was like early days of internet where we could see satellite, weather satellite footage. There was nothing over the middle of the country. There were no clouds. I watched the clouds form on the satellite out of nothing. Just in the middle of the country, clouds appeared. They rained. They rained. They rained. And they rained. And the floods and the mudslides were way more devastating than the fires had been. Art Bell never repeated that experiment and vowed never to do it again. In seeking to stop a disaster, caused several disasters by having his people, just, millions and millions and millions of people, concentrate on the same thing at the same time. Hell of a power to have and to put away and never to use again. I would probably use it. But it shows the futility of fucking nature. It's extremely complicated. Just bringing rain to a region does not solve it. There is talk of storms getting ready to hit Australia, and they're afraid of the fucking mudslides and the devastation. It's like a huge storm coming, maybe from all these people doing all this magic. Nature's complicated, man, and such a huge thing like that. I don't know. You can kill while trying to cure. Let's see if I missed any questions here. Question: how do I break a love spell I cast? Once a spell's cast, I don't believe in breaking it. I don't know if that's possible. Things have to run their course. You did it. You take responsibility for what you did. You eat the fruit that you have planted. It's disrespectful to nature to do elsewise. And next time, you're going to know better before you cast. You're going to know that was the right target and the right thing to do. You're going to do a lot of research. You're going to do a lot of divination. But you've got to follow that thing through. You're going to have to break up with the person, whatever. They'll probably stalk you for a while, and that's what you get. Especially if you chose to do a love spell on a specific target. They go wrong more than they go right when you do that. All of y'all out there, think about it. How many relationships have you been in that were the right choice? How many people have you been with that it turned out to be the right people to be with? Most of us suck at that. Most of us suck at choosing the right person to be with. So to choose to be with them using a magic, then you're kind of stuck with what you planted. You've got to get through with that. I mean, you're going to, probably have to break up with them, but you're going to have to go through all of the fucking drama that entails. Other people will tell you differently, but I don't believe in breaking the spells. I break other people's spells. Maybe you could get, I guess, now I'm thinking about it, maybe get somebody else to remove that thing for you. Maybe that works, like removing a curse, but I don't know. Those are my thoughts on it. You can ask around, other people will tell you different, I'm sure. Cooling the storm is relatively easy. Yeah, I have heard people do the freezer spell, because that kind of freezes water, which is love. Basics of a freezer spell, you put them in a little baggie, some of their hair or something connected to them, a little bit of water, freeze that shit, never let it thaw. If you move, you got to put it in an igloo or something. Let's see. Used to be really into this kind of stuff when I was younger. Wow. Easier than ever to get into it. I got an entire intro course right here for free, man. Then I got other intro courses on other pages that are not for free. Yeah, that's why I don't cast love spells, too. I mean, love spells go wrong more times than they go right, man. So if you're just joining us, we've got a good crowd going here. We're doing Ask Uncle BIRCH. I teach witchcraft for a living. I have 4 year-and-a-day courses going right now. And when the March 1st one ends, I start a new one. So I'm on a teaching frenzy, and this helps me keep my teaching muscles strong, and hopefully helps the community. If you're doing a freezer spell, very at permafrost, or visit a glacier. Well, yeah, that's great, but the glaciers are melting, If you pick a glacier that doesn't melt during global warming, I guess it'd be okay, but I don't know where that is. Good idea. Great results with the freezer spell. Yeah, it's a great spell. I don't even remember who half the people in the freezer are anymore. Y'all are talking back and forth, so I'm just checking to see if there's questions. So if you have a question about magic, any kind of magic, I'm sure I have something to say. Give it a shot. I mean, hell, we even gave advice on how to get rid of ants today. So I don't even know if it has to be magic anymore. Snake bites in dreams, are they actually bad? Problem with interpreting other people's dreams is that the dream mind is made up of a symbology that was created by the individual, you. In your dream mind, you have a symbolic language based on the experiences that you've had that only you will ever be able to interpret. But some symbols are universal. And that's where the dream interpretation journals, they'll get 2 things right and 20 things wrong. So the 2 things right they get is because some of the dream imagery is also based off of universal symbols that mean the same thing to all people. Historically, traditionally, snakes symbolize knowledge, not bad. get bitten. I mean, and when we look at it, it's all over the ancient text. Who was the snake in the Garden of Eden? What was the tree he hung out on? The tree of knowledge. Should be noted, the snake in the Garden of Eden told the truth. Jehovah lied through his fucking teeth. That's your God. That's your Christian God over there. Jehovah said, eat of the tree, you'll ultimately perish. The snake said, eat of this tree and you will gain the knowledge of good and evil in your own existence. They ate of the tree, they gained the knowledge of good and evil in their own existence, realized that they were naked and were just shy and covered themselves in shit. But they did not ultimately perish. Jehovah lied. The snake told the truth. The entire ancient language of biblical times and before that is a language of metaphor. That's part of the problem with people trying to read the Bible literally. It's a metaphorical group of tales, and everybody in the Bible is something else. Most of the main characters in the Bible are actually planets or stars. And if we put the Bible back into that context, the Bible makes a whole different meaning than the Christians think it's saying. They're trying to read it literally. It's a metaphorical history book of astrology. It's an astrological history book of ancient times. Now, we go a little bit further back. Well, I guess pretty much the same time, we got St. Patrick. St. Patrick went to Ireland to drive out the snakes. Now, England's never had an overabundance of snakes. Scotland never had an overabundance of snakes. It makes no sense that Ireland would ever have an overabundance of snakes, because the reason England and Scotland don't have them is because it's fucking cold. Snakes don't like cold. Not a whole lot of snakes want to be there at fucking all.